Hey everybody, Hans Harkey here. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to try reading Beatrix Potter again without being interrupted like we did last time. So we'll just pick it up from where we left off. This is part 2 of our series, right, Mr. Dallas? Dallas, do you care to introduce yourself again? Guess not. Okay, so we're going to pick it up from page 20? Hold on a minute. We didn't get that far in the book, did we? We didn't get to page 20. No, we did not get to page 20. Where did we get cut off? Do you remember where we got cut off, Dallas? Do you remember where we got cut off last time? I remember reading this. All right, we'll start with page 16. You ready to do page 16? This is page 16 of The Tale of Squirrel Nutkin by Beatrix Potter. Ready? Here we go. They also took with them an offering of 3 fat mice as a present for Old Brown, and put them down upon his doorstep. The Twinkleberry and the other little squirrels each made a low bow and said politely, "Mr. Brown, will you favor us with permission to gather nuts upon your island?" But Nutkin was excessively impertinent in his manners. He bobbed up and down like a little red cherry, singing, riddle me, rot-tot-tot, a little wee man in a red coat, a staff in his hand and a stone in his throat. If you'll tell me this riddle, I'll give you a groat. What is a groat? Do you know what a groat is? Yeah, you want to see the picture, don't you? Yeah, look at that. You're trying to sit up, aren't you, big boy? Now, this riddle is as old as the hills. Mr. Brown paid no attention whatever to Nutkin. He shut his eyes abstain and went to sleep. He went to sleep, which is what you will do in about 3 hours. You will go to sleep. See the squirrels and the nuts? Yes. The squirrels filled their little sacks with nuts and sailed away home for the evening. This is starting to hurt my neck. But hey, he's comfortable and that's all that matters. But next morning, they all came back again to our island, and Twinkleberry and the others bought a fine fat mole and laid it on the stone in front of old Mr. Brown's doorway and said, "Mr. Brown, will you favor us with your gracious permission to gather more nuts?" See, they're all gathered around the owl. Look at the owl and Mr. Nutkin. But Nutkin, who had no respect, began to dance up and down, tickling old Mr. Brown with a nettle and singing, "Old Mr. Riddle-ree. What the? I don't understand what I'm reading half of the time. Hitty-pitty within the wall, hitty-pitty without the wall. If you touch hitty-pitty, hitty-pitty will bite you." Bite you? Mr. Brown woke up suddenly and carried the mole into his house. He shut the door in Nutkin's face. Presently, a little thread of blue smoke from a wood fire came up from the top of the tree, and Nutkin crept through the keyhole and sang, "A house full, a hole full, and you cannot gather a ball full." You like that? Look at this, Sir Nutkin. It's little Nutkin. Yeah. Okay. The squirrels searched for nuts all over the island and filled the little sacks. But Nutkin gathered oak apples, yellow and scarlet, and sat upon a beech stump, playing marbles and watching the door of old Mr. Brown. On the 3rd day, the squirrels got up from very early and went fishing. Well, fishing, you say? Do you like fishing, Dallas? They caught 7 fat minnows. I've never seen a fat minnow in my life. As a present for old Mr. Brown. They paddled all over the lake and landed under a crooked chest nut tree on our island. Oh my god, my neck hurts. But we're going to keep reading. Twinkleberry and 6 older little squirrels each carried a fat minnow. But Nutkin, who had no nice manners, brought a present to all. He ran in front. Oh, I'm getting punched in the nose. He ran in front singing, "The man in the wilderness said to me, 'How many strawberries grow in the sea?' I answered him as I thought good, 'As many red herrings as grow in the wood.'" But old Mr. Brown took no inherent interest in riddles, not even when he asked, the answer was not provided for him. On the 4th day, the squirrels brought a present of 6 fat beetles. Now I can understand beetles being fat. Which was good as plums in a plum pudding. Oh! For old Mr. Brown. Who ever heard of beetles in a plum pudding? Ugh! That's disgusting. Each beetle was wrapped up carefully in a dock leaf fastened with a pine needle pin. But Mr. Nutkin sang as rudely as ever. Oh! Old Mr. Brown, riddle me, flower of England, fruit of Spain, met together, in the shower of rain. Put in a bag tied round the string. If you tell me this riddle, I will give you a ring. Which was ridiculous of Nutkin, because he had never got any ring to give to old Mr. Brown. He had no ring to give Mr. Brown. Blah, blah, blah. See the little Nutkin there? He's cute, huh? The other you're trying to look, aren't you? The other squirrels hunted up and down the nut bushes, but Nutkin gathered robins' pin cushions off a briar and bush and stuck them full of pine needle pins. I don't understand what I'm reading half the time. Do you understand what I'm reading, Dallas? On the 5th day, the squirrels brought a present of a wild honey. It was so sweet and sticky that they licked their fingers as they put it down upon the stone. They had stolen it out of a bumblebee's nest on a tippity top of the hill. But Nutkin, of course, skipped up and down singing, "Hum, buzz, buzz, hum, buzz, buzz. As I went over triple time, I met a flock of bounty swine, some yellow-necked, some yellow-backed. They were very, very bonniest swine that went over triple time." What? I don't even understand half of this stuff, and I'm reading it to little Dallas. Keep reading. Upon old Mr. Brown turned up his eyes in disgust and impertinence of Nutkin, but he ate up the honey. He ate it up. The squirrel filled up the little sacks with nuts, but Nutkin sat upon a big flat rock and played ninepins with a crab apple and a green fair goat. Mwah. On the 6th day, we're on day 6 already, on the 6th day, which was Saturday, the squirrels came up again for the last time, and they brought new laid eggs in a little rush basket as a last parting present for old Mr. Brown. Oh! But Nutkin ran in front and laughing and shouting, "Oh! Humpty Dumpty lives in the back, with a white counterpane round his neck. 40 doctors and 40 rights cannot put Humpty Dumpty back to his rights." Now old Mr. Brown took an interest in the eggs. He opened up one eye and shut it again, but he still did not speak. "Hello, Dallas." Nutkin came more and more impertinent. "Oh, Mr. B, hickamore, hickamore, on the king's kitchen door. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't drive Hackamore off the king's kitchen door. Nutkin danced up and down like a sunbeam, but still Old Brown said nothing at all. Oh my goodness. How long is this book? I don't want to take a break because you're being so good right now. Nutkin began again. Arthur L. Bauer has broken his band. He comes roaring upon the land. The King of Scots, with all his power, cannot turn Arthur of the Bower. Nutkin made a whining noise to the sound like the wind, and he took running jump right onto the head of old Mr. Brown. Then at all once, oh no, hold on, I gotta pause for a second. Oh, I don't want this in the way. And then at all once there was a loud flutterment and scufflement and a loud squeak. The other squirrels scuttered away in the bushes. When they came up back very cautiously, peeping around the tree, there was an Old Brown sitting on his front doorstep, quite still with his eyes closed, as if nothing had happened. But Nutkin was in the waistcoat pocket. This looks like the end of the story, but it isn't. Yes, there's more to go. Old Brown carried Nutkin into his house and held him up by the tail, intending to skin him. This is a kid's book, and we're talking about skinning a squirrel? But anyways, carry on. But Nutkin pulled so very hard that his tail broke in two. Again, this is a children's book. We're talking about skinning a squirrel, and now his tail ripping in two? Dallas, can you believe this? And he dashed up the staircase and escaped out of the attic window. And to this day, if you meet Nutkin up a tree and ask him a riddle, he will throw sticks at you. Really, this is a kid's book. First we talk about skinning, then we talk about a tail being ripped in two, and now we're talking about being sticks thrown at people by a squirrel. Come on. And stamp his feet and scold and shout, cut, 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 cut. What a dreadful ending. That was the tale of Sir Nutkin by Beatrix Potter. Beautiful illustrations, wouldn't you say, Dallas? Wouldn't you say, little Dallas? So Dallas, talk to me. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate your time. If you're new to the channel, please hit the notification button below. Oh! And then you shall be entertained with more videos. Right, Dallas? Oh. I had fun with you. Alright, take care, everyone. I'll see you later.